everybody, I just want to make a quick video about my weight loss journey and what worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Just real quick, I've always been in pretty good shape. I mean, I played sports in high school. I was pretty much active after that, but then 40s hit, and being in my 40s and in a happy relationship, that means you eat good and you cook, which we do. But by the end of last year, I was 43, and at my heaviest weight, I think it was about 254 pounds. This is all while I'm still working out pretty regularly, but still ballooned up to 254 pounds. So on January 1st of this year, I'm like everybody else. I'm like, all right, I'm about to make this New Year's resolution and get myself in shape. And I actually kept up with it. So now it's August, and I think I weighed myself this morning. I'm 212 pounds, so it's right at 40 pounds lost. I feel like I look and I feel great, almost like high school. So no more double XL shirts for me. I'm like down to a large. So I just want to make a video to let everyone know how I did it. Don't get on that Wecovy or Ozempic mess. Spend all your money just to gain it back right afterwards. I'll just tell you how I did it. 40 pounds in my 40s. First thing is intermittent fasting. And that's just a big term just to mean that I don't eat too late or too early. So I pretty much start eating around 12, and I stop eating around 8. First, there's no like real science behind the whole breakfast is the best, the most important meal of the day. It really isn't. I mean, you wake up and your body's burning fat and carbs from the day before, then you go and eat, eggs, bacon, chicken, and waffles. So your body stops burning fat just to start burning what you just ate for energy. And pretty much no breakfast food really has any nutritional value. It's just because it tastes good. So for me, like I'll start eating at like 12. I mean, sometimes before, sometimes later, but 12 to 8 is my hours. And I stop at 8 because you really want to stop eating about 4 hours before you go to bed. So it gives your body time to burn what you've been eating all day before you go to sleep, where now it's turning that food, it's storing the food as fat. So 12 to 8 is my time. Just give myself a good 4 hours after my last meal or snack or whatever before I go to bed. That's number one. Number two, I try to eat veggies and drink water. So I don't really have a strict diet per se. I mean, I still eat whatever I want. I just try to, especially for dinner, make sure there's some veggies in there. You'll be surprised how long you'll go and can't even remember last time you had a green vegetable. So I try to make sure at least with every dinner, I'm eating some kind of green vegetable. And I try to drink more water. I'm not great at that, but I try. Sometimes I got to get that little squeeze stuff to go in it to give it some flavor to help me drink water. But drinking water is important, but you don't have to drink a gallon of water. Like, don't let nobody tell you got to drink gallons of water. You actually can harm yourself drinking too much water, because you can flush out all the nutrients out your bloodstream just by drinking too much water. And you got to pee every 5 seconds. So just drink more water, but not too much water. What you probably could do is just replace some of the bad stuff you're drinking with water, and you'll be fine. So number 3 would be cardio, and that's the hard part. And when I say cardio, I don't mean go out there and try to run 5 miles every day. Cardio what has helped me is just figuring out what your heart rate is that puts your body into the fat burning zone. So for me, it's about 120 to 130 beats per minute. I'll actually put a link. Hold on for me 1 second. I'm about to pause this because my dog's going crazy. Sorry about that. So yeah, the cardio. You want to figure out what your heart rate is to get yourself into the fat burning zone. For me, like I said, it's 120 to 130. I'll put a link where you can put in your age and male, female, whatever, to figure out what yours is. But once you figure it out, you got to find an exercise to get you into that fat burning zone for like 30 to 40 minutes, like at least 4 days a week. For me, I use the stair climber. Yes, the dreaded stair climber. It's either that or I use a treadmill and I put the incline around 10 to 12, and then I just put it, I think maybe at 3 miles an hour, and that will get me to the heart rate that I need to, and I just basically stay on there for about 30 to 40 minutes. But before it was like 1,000,000 degrees out here, I used to just go out and walk 3.5 miles, and I would walk fast enough that my heart rate would get up to the zone, and I just do that 3.5 miles in the morning. So it's not like you have to have a gym membership. You can walk. There's exercises you can do in the house. You can get you a little treadmill or the little walking pad, but whatever you need to find to get your heart rate into the fat burning zone for 30 to 40 minutes, at least 4 times a week. The way I monitor it is my smartwatch, which leads me to number 4. Get a smartwatch. I have a Galaxy, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. I like it because it's bigger on me, but any Samsung Galaxy watch after the 4, I recommend. They pretty much all do the same thing. And I'll put a link down there to a good deal on one on Amazon. But Galaxy Watch, it can monitor your heart rate. It could check it can even check your blood pressure. There's a link I'll put to get your watch. If you have a Galaxy Watch, there's a way to get it to check your blood pressure. I'll put a link to that too. But also it could tell you, people text you. You could even take a phone call on it. You know, it does a whole bunch. I definitely recommend a watch. But when it comes to getting in shape, it'll tell you when you're in that heart rate zone. So you could just look at it. It'll tell you, you know, what your heart rate is and how long you've been on there. So it's a really good tool to monitor that. But also it can keep you motivated and accountable. So at the end of the day, you can look at it. It'll tell you how active you've been, how many steps you've taken. So if you don't know, or you need that little push, you could look and be like, oh, I'm only 500 steps away from my goal. So you go ahead and do them extra steps or whatever it takes. The watch will keep you motivated. So I definitely would get one, even if it's an Apple Watch. I think they do the same thing. Get you a smartwatch. So those are the main things: intermittent fasting, eating the veggies and drinking water, and cardio. I know it's not fun, but the cardio is what's going to burn that fat. So definitely get those 4. If you could do those 4 things, like I feel like you'll have a good path to losing weight. But even if you can't do those, just come up with a goal and a plan. Almost anything will work if you stick to it. Almost anything will work to stick to it. So just come up with a realistic goal. That's the main thing. Make sure it's realistic. Don't just hop up in the morning and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go work out 6 days a week for 2 hours a day and cut out all sugar. It's not realistic. You're not gonna do that. Like, come up with something that just says, I'm gonna work out more and be more mindful of what I'm eating. And then once you keep doing that, you'll start to see a little results. It'll become a good habit, and then it'll turn into a lifestyle. So just keep going, even if you're not seeing the results, because those results will sneak up on you. That's how I feel. I mean, I've been at this since January 1st. It's August now, but I'm just now feeling like, oh, okay, all this hard work is now showing. So keep it up. Just don't stop. Just don't stop. The results will sneak up on you. All right, that was it. Thanks.